Well, great. Yes, my husband and I moved here from Colorado about 17 years ago, and so we have been here since then, and we have 4 beautiful children and one beautiful grandchild as well. All 4 of my kids have attended the Kirksville School District, and my oldest 2, my daughter and my oldest son, have both graduated from Kirksville. My daughter graduated in an honors program, and my son graduated. I went through special education throughout the district, so I feel like I have a good perspective on the programs, different varied programs that are offered there. I also have 2 other boys, 2 other sons. One is in high school and one is at Ray Miller Elementary. They've all participated in extracurricular activities of the school, student senate, a dance team, FBLA, and then various athletics as well. I'm actually have worked in administrative positions with the Senate Bill 40 board with NECAR, and I'm currently the office manager at Harkin Hearing and Audiology. Through the 17 years in my career, I've had lots of opportunities to do some volunteering and to serve on various capacities on a state level. And I actually served on the state special education advisory panel with DESE, and then also the Missouri Stakeholders Advisory Group for Children's Services. I worked on a grant with UMKC for individuals with disabilities to be able to have choice in the services that they receive. I've done a lot locally too. I'm a proud graduate of the Kirksville Leadership Institute. I co-chaired the successful campaign for the Senate Bill 40. Also was a vice chair for the Kirk-Tran transportation system. I've served on quota. Volunteered in various places at the school with my kids' classes and different things. And then also have enjoyed being on the school board for the past 2 years. I've really learned a lot and feel like I have a lot to offer for this next term, learning the different inner workings of the school district. I'm very involved in my church and with our youth group there, and I love to spend time with my family. So my 4 children and now my grandchildren are the ultimate reason that I'm running for school board. It really is my passion. Public education, I really truly care about public education. I went to public education growing up as well and had a great experience. I just look to be able to continue to promote a better overall school district with the advocacy for every child in the school district, no matter what their strengths are, that we might be able to give them a positive experience in the school setting. I also served on the CSIP, which is a comprehensive school improvement plan. It's basically a 5-year plan for the school for its mission, values, and goals. And that was a great experience. There were so many very stakeholders that were participated in that. Not students, but parents, educators, school board members, and then also we had different stakeholders in the community, and it was a great experience. One thing that came out of that was the new mission statement, which I love, and so I'm going to read that to you. It's empowering 21st century learners to create their success, build community, and better the world. And I love that. It just seems it's very empowering to our students to be able to do that, because ultimately we do want a better world, and they are our future. The role of the school board is definitely not to run the schools, but to make sure that schools are well run. And I really believe in that. There's so many varied issues that I'm passionate about, but I think the top 3 that I wanted to bring forth this next term is number 1, accountability. I think what gets measured gets improved, and so I think we need to take the data that we have and be able to use that to be able to make improvements in 2 different areas. With our student achievement, of course, is ultimately our goal, is for our students to just get better and better. I love the balanced literacy program that we're involved in right now. We've made some progress with that, but want to see that continue. I think it's very crucial for our students. And then also on the other end of that is our teacher professional development. I feel like that we need to empower our teachers to be able to be good at what they do, to be able to be competent and confident in being able to train and teach our future students, our current students for the future. And also then the retention of good teachers. We have great teachers in the school district right now. Being able to create a salary and an atmosphere, positive school environment that they want to stay with us. The second area is communication. I just think that's key to everything. We have many stakeholders that we that are involved in the schools. And I think when we have that communication between our stakeholders, our administration, teachers, the board, parents, students, you just have to have all of those inner workings and that collaboration going, because I truly believe it takes a village to raise a child. And so communication is key. Also, the technology, last but definitely not least, is technology. As we all know, our world is ever changing with technology. It's increasing and growing, and these students, as they graduate in any field that they choose, they're going to have some sort of technology that they need to be aware of. And so I think increasing that in our schools, better preparing them to go out and to be leaders in the world of technology, or using technology as well. Also, along with that, again, we have to look at the teachers, because professional development for them to be able to feel competent in going forward and teaching our students, they need to be technology proficient in what they're doing too and feel comfortable with that. So I think those are definitely things that I'm passionate about for the school district, along with many other things which we may touch on as we continue here. Well, I think we definitely have different issues and challenges. Of course, the big one that we all know about, that we see coming down the pike, is our budget, and the cuts to the budget, the proposed cuts already. They'll be devastating for us, and so that's going to be a huge challenge for us, because we in Kirksville, in our school district, we're used to having an excellent school district. We need to maintain that excellence with the budget that we have, and so. Looking at different creative options for that. Maybe it's having more local input in that as well. I do think that comes back down to communication. I think we need to communicate and be creative and really allow our administrators and teachers to give us what they actually need. Because there's going to be cuts. They're going to have to look at that. So what are their needs? What do they need, and what are they willing to be able to maybe give up a little bit on? So really taking a hard and close look at that. I think another thing in our district is our changing demographic. We have an influx of Congolese students that have come into the district, which is great. I love diversity. I think it's great for our students that are here. It's great for those that are moving in. But it also creates a challenge because of the language barrier. And so as a school district, we want to provide that for them. English as a second language, so we need to be able to have staff that are competent to do that and to teach that to those kids, and then I'll also be able to help them to be proficient and successful and create a positive environment for them. That's a challenge. It's good, but there's a challenge, and also there's budgetary things that are tied to that. So that's a big challenge, I think, as well. I think one thing that's up and coming, not only in Kirksville but across the nation, is our mental health and behavior and at-risk students. It's huge. We're seeing it at lower levels. We're seeing it at preschool levels and kindergarten levels, and we just need to be proactive as a district and look at what's happening and look at other programs that are successful in being able to implement what they're doing there into our schools as well. I think our counselors are stretched so thin, especially I think at the high school, with all these different mental health and behavior issues. We know that suicide is the numbers have increased. We've seen it here in our district. And so being able to have the counselors be able to have time to be able to deal with these students that need the extra time, we need to really look at maybe hiring some mental health professionals to be working in the schools as well. So those are the risks that I see. We've also talked about alternative schools and maybe that being a help in our district as well. So those, I feel like those are our biggest challenges right now. Okay, well, this is a very delicate subject for sure, and definitely one, like you say, that has been talked about a lot. I just, first of all, think it's important to maintain a positive climate in our school district. We need all of our students to feel safe and respected and included. So whatever they choose in their own lives, we need to be able to respect that and do that. That being said, it's a very controversial issue, and there's a lot of concern among educators and parents and students. You've got safety issues for all parties really, proprietary issues, privacy, and then you've got the whole legality of, we don't even know as a nation what we're supposed to be doing now. And so that's, like I say, it's an issue not only here in Kirksville, because we do have the issue, but also across the nation. So I just think, with Obama and his directive in, having students be able to go to the bathroom for their gender identity, and now President Trump has come in and just pretty much abolished that. So I think it's super important to keep up on those legislative issues because, at the end of the day, we need to have that legal status for our school districts. But really the most important thing is that, I think, is to create that positive climate. No matter what the students' decisions are, we need to do that. We are, in Kirksville schools, we do have the gender neutral bathrooms. So I think we're a little bit ahead of the game, which not only is for transgender students, but students with disabilities that need to have that extra, assistance and privacy as well. So we do have some things in place right now, but I think just keeping that positive climate is going to be key. Oh, that's awesome. That is a fun question. I have to say I feel totally blessed with my public education experience growing up. I had some great teachers. So when I thought about that, I thought of several different teachers that really made an impact. But still the one that comes to my mind very first of all is my third grade teacher, and his name was Mr. Tams. And he was amazing. He was, first of all, I mostly had female teachers, and so it was neat to have a male teacher. I think that was awesome, but he was so full of energy and he was so open and there for his students all the time. One thing that he always taught us was that we were unique, and that was a big word back then, back in the day when I was in third grade. And so we talked about being unique a lot, and that everything, the skills and talents that we bring and have in our own lives, that's what makes us unique, and that all of us together will have that uniqueness and create a better world. And I always think of that, and I think that really truly shaped how I think about things. And so I think he was probably the one that stood out the very most. I'm excited for the opportunity to be able to run for another term and be able to serve the school district, and it's been a great experience. Like I said, I've learned so much, and I feel like now that I can take the knowledge that I've gained this last 3 years and put it to a more positive, productive way of doing things in the school, and be able to have a voice in that and be able to understand as we go forward. And in these difficult times, it's going to be just crucial that we keep that communication, and I feel like that is one of the strengths that I have brought to the board. So I just appreciate your support and look forward to serving for another term.